This sin som langamero they yiberiath into codestuna. On thona grainan way. That on thana Haran Stane. Of them Haran Stane on long grainan ways, on sherpagleef. On long sherpagleeves, in on meos mere. Of meos mere on long dine, on yellow one ford. I'm in the parish of Cutsdean, Codeston, which is the estate of Codda or Cod or Codan, something like that. Anyway, and Grundy, Professor Grundy, see here, he does the perambulation, telling us what all the Dark Age landmarks are in around the perambulation, around the boundary. But what he doesn't spot is the Roman road running straight through the middle of it. And that Roman, and he says one of the landmarks, the Haran Stane, is on a corner down in this valley, and doesn't recognise that there's also, he doesn't recognise that there's a Roman road that probably touches where it is. Now, can we find the Roman road? Can we find the stone? Can it tell us anything? My good lady wife has joined us on this walk, and the light of my life, the come to entertain.
Tread carefully now, Todd.
So yes, that warning taken into consideration. I didn't explain what Haran Stane means. Now, he explains it quite simply as Hoarstone. But when he was writing 100 years ago, Hoar, H-O-A-R, meant something. It seems to. We only use it today in Hoarfrost and hoary old man. It's completely. It's been completely fossilised as a word, but it means white grey. Is its meaning. So if we find this stone, Stane is Old English for stone. If we can find a big stone and it's white grey, we're onto something. That white, why we say hoary old man, it's the white grey of his beard.
We were looking at actual hoarfrost, and now the next video that I'm in 3 months later, it's still come back to hoary and hoar.
Yeah, it comes up a lot in the Saxon charters, Hoar, and hoaring, Hoar, Haran. It's part of their language. It was part of our language up to 100 years ago. It's, I've made some mistakes already, none of which are fatal, just annoying. If you know your subject, you can leave all your source material unsaved on your phone, including maps. When you go out into the world, it's best to take screen grabs of your maps because you won't be able to get a connection. So I don't know exactly where I'm looking for this stone or for the Roman road. I have seen a lynch that looks suspiciously like a causeway, and she's not too far away from where the Roman road, the antiquologists think the Roman road goes. We have to adjust. I mean, to be fair, the LiDAR and everything suggests comes down here, and where the pathway turns to go south. Hello, old chap, what are you doing in there? Have you got stuck? Are you stuck? Now, it's no good me scaring the living daylights out of you, because God knows how you got in there. Can you move? Can you move? Show me. Show me, darling. Show me you can move. Right, I'm going to go and call the police now, alright? Okay, you haven't got long to, that's it. Give me a good blink. Don't get caught up in any more brambles.
You can get help from 101 online. If you would like to receive a link in a text, press 1. Otherwise, please continue to 101 phone service.
This is Greenway, Greenway, and I suspect its origin and you see greenways a lot even today. I expect the origin of the word is not so much it makes a nice green look so when seen from above, rather than it's the sort of road that you can graze your animals as you go along. That it is green underfoot, and the fact that this is sheep land, even 1,000 years ago, is borne out by the fact that it's called that slope over there is known as the Sherpa Cleaver or something like that. Sherpa Cleaver. I've left my Grundy behind. I've left everything behind. It took me ages to prepare for this walk today. By the way, if you're wondering about that sheep trapped in that barbed wire, I did free him up. I broke my own rules for the sake of a suffering animal and climbed over the barbed wire. It seems I still can do that, and I've got more respect for barbed wire as I hit middle age. Yeah, I freed him from the brambles, and then he could have. I held down the barbed wire for him to get over. No, he wouldn't do it. But he was. He knew what a human being was. That I wasn't a danger. Again, the discussion we've been having in the comments about how animals are dangerous, and they're just a suffering animal. I had to be cautious with him. He was suffering. He could have lashed out, but he didn't. He had enough intelligence to recognise that I was freeing him from the brambles. And I even pulled him out of some brambles by the wool and freed him up. He can't get through the wire. How he got in there, God knows. Yes, that stone we're looking for. Yeah, that stone, I'm going to give it a second pass. Annoyingly, there is a dry stone wall here. I don't know whether you can see it. And may very well be underneath there, my stone. But I can't find it. So I know it's not the boundary stone that's right at the beginning of this this dean, because that boundary stone is modern for starters, but it could be the descendant of somebody replaced an older stone. But we know because the charter tells us to go not just from to the Haran Stane, then to up Sherpa Cleaver and Sheep Cliff, steep slope, and there from there to Moss, Mere, which is the mere, the pond of the Moss. Now that's not on public land. I shall send up the drone to have a look, see if we can see anything mossy. But what he tells us, because the current parish boundary goes up a slope and then goes to a pond, we know the stone is on this side, and that Grundy's probably right, is somewhere around here. Now again, if I'd had the common sense to look at the map, to download the maps before coming out, expecting there to be a connection out here in the middle of nowhere. I know where the Roman road is supposed to have gone. I can see a faint crop mark, which is a Lydia crop mark over there. So I know it does, like a lot of Roman roads, it hits a deep dean and then takes a zigzag to so that you can take carts up it without killing your mule, and then carries on in a straight line that way, because it comes from over there, the road. So I don't know whether it's supposed to be over here or supposed to be over here. Like I say, that's the only evidence I can see for a Roman, for an earthwork. But you never expected me to find a Saxon stone anyway, did you? Let's be real about this. That's Sherpa Cleaver. So this is the only stone that I could find. It's in the bottom of the valley. It's in the wrong place, but not a massive distance from anything. It's the biggest stone I've seen, and it also in the bottom of the valley is that other boundary stone I was telling you about. So I didn't see this on the way through. It is grey, and could be our Haran Stane. So what we might be seeing is a movement, a change in the boundary at some point, and then change back up onto the ridge at a later date. Or it could be part of a medieval boundary that's not Anglo-Saxon. A lost tithing or manor boundary. But it is significant in the sense that farmers move these things out of the way. They don't leave them in the middle of fields. But they are a nuisance. So it must have had some significance to stay here in the first place. Here's another large stone, same alignment.
What is it about those stones?
They're boundary stones for an estate.
From Anglo-Saxon times?
Well, they possibly are, but you get them. We know there definitely was at least one here, because the charter says so, the Haran Stane.
So would there have been more than one stone? How would you establish a boundary with just one stone in the middle of?
Well, it does. Well, the Saxon boundary doesn't, but in later times they used to have, still do, have stones all the way around a village.
Yeah.
But it's only because what the Saxons did was just say, go to Bob's Tree,
Yeah.
down Jim's Valley, turn right
Yeah.
at Frank's Well, and then up to the Greystone.
Yeah.
So it wasn't about stones; it was just about landmarks.
Yeah. I like the Anglo-Saxon names they had. Jim and Bob.
Well,
famous Anglo-Saxon names.
Well, those are Christian names apart from Robert, which is an Anglo-Saxon name. But Jim is James, and what did I say? Frank? Yeah, that's Francis. No, I don't think that's not a Christian name. That's obviously that's Germanic as well. So yeah, you're right. There's two Germanic names there. Names like what?
Athelflad and Siegfried and Eostra.